Well, this is a pretty nice way to start out the day. We have ourselves a rock with a couple fossils on it. There's a Brachiopod for sure there on the edge, but I'll have to wait till I get home to clean it up and get a better look at it to see what else we have on there. But I will take that any day. Well, I know it's early in the day, but it wouldn't be a true fossil hunt if we weren't coming home with some sort of gastropod fossil. And this is a pretty small but nice gastropod imprint. I might have some other things going on in this rock. Maybe some dolomite crystals. Pretty cool. Okay, so I wasn't gonna make you guys look for this one because it was super tiny, but we got like a little geode here. Look at those crystals, that's pretty cool. I don't even know how I saw this myself, but I guess it was just shiny enough for me to see it passing by. That is super cool. So look at this cool looking thing I just picked up. Some type of brachiopod for sure. But I've never seen anything quite like this. This is super neat. Wow. I'm gonna have to look into this piece a little bit. So here's the nice Gastropod fragment we just picked up. Real big, that's for sure. It's got a nice side profile to it as well. I'll be taking that home with me. Wow, this is a mess of fossils if I've ever seen one. Looks super cool. As you can see, we have some crinoid fragments in the middle, surrounded by a bunch of different things. Not exactly sure what any of this else is yet. Looks like maybe a Brachiopod right there. Oh, a little Bryozoan. But we're really going to have to take this home and get it cleaned up before we can identify much of anything. So that's exactly what we'll do. And although it wasn't in the frame, I picked this up at the same time I did that one. And we have a really beat up Gastropod fossil right here. But what I'm more interested in is everything else that's surrounding it. That could be something there over on the edge. And then as we turn it around, we've got this really crystallized thing on the back. So this is something that we're also going to take home and clean up and see what we can uncover. Oop, almost dropped it. Anyway, let's get back to hunting. Here we have another really awesome Brachiopod fossil. It's a little beat up, but this is probably the best looking one we've found all day. That is really cool. So I'm not even sure how I saw this, but that is a tiny crinoid fossil. I mean, look at the size of it. I know you're probably not getting a good view of it right now, so I'll have to take some pictures of it when I get back home. But this is super cool. Now that is a Brachiopod fossil if I've ever seen one. Man, that's nice. This will probably be a good find to end the day on because I'm getting cold and I got a bit of ways to go to get back home. But I'll be looking at this one for a while once I get back. So we got all our fossils cleaned up and we're going to be taking a look at a few pieces of interest from today. First one being this guy right here. Now you can see our Brachiopod fragment off to the left. That's what we were talking about in the very beginning of this video. Unfortunately, it looks like the rest of the fossils didn't come through all that well. I mean, they're definitely there. They just don't have any detail to them. But that's not all bad news. It just means that we'll have to find another one of these rocks that are in better condition. And they're definitely out there. So it's just a matter of time. Up next, we had this really intricate fossil plate. Now as you can see, we have some crinoid fragments right there in the middle. And then the rest of it is all kind of smushed together. We do have a fairly nice Bryozoan fragment there in the end. Kind of looks like a honeycomb. So that's pretty cool. But I haven't been able to identify the rest of it to this point. And then, as you can see, the backside doesn't have much of anything. But this is still a super cool piece given what's on the front. So this will definitely be saved for later. The third piece we'll be taking a look at is this really beat up gastropod fossil. As you can see, it comes through really nice right here, but then gets cut off or sliced on the edge, which is really unfortunate because this would have been a nice piece if that didn't happen. Still, we have some nice Bryozoan fossils over here on the corner next to the gastropod, like I was talking about before. I know I wasn't very specific out in the field, but that's what I was talking about. And then as we flip it over, there's not much to be seen on this backside, or at least not as much as I thought there would be. As you can see here on the corner, there's that crystallized part I was talking about. It honestly came through better when the rest of the rock was dirty, but now that everything's clean, it doesn't look to be much of anything. So that's what we're left with. And then the last piece we'll be taking a look at in this video is this small little crinoid fossil. Now this has to be the smallest crinoid I've ever found. Like I said before, I honestly don't even know how I saw this, but I'm glad I did. As you see, there it is compared to the size of my finger, so that's crazy. Here's one side of it, right here. This is about as close as I can get before things start going crazy with the camera. Then there's the other side. This thing looks super cool, even though it's super small. I'll have to put this in a baggie of some kind just so I don't lose it. Well, that about does it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this fossil as much as I did finding these pieces. I will say that I know we didn't take a look at everything after the fact, but pictures will be going up shortly over on my Instagram page. So make sure you check that out in the coming days to see the rest of these fossils close up. But until next time, stay safe and rock on.